Welcome to Rootstem Gaming, and this is painting a red garage.
Welcome to Rootstem Gaming, guys. There's quite a few you know from a previous video. This was it's a Mechanicus building effectively, but it was bought from TTCombat, and I did a building video, and I'm currently going to be doing a painting video. Now what I've done, because of course it's a boring bit, I'm not really going to show you that. I've actually just sprayed the base, sorry about fingers, sprayed the base black, and then I've sprayed, I've used just Chaos Black from Games Workshop, but I've used this acrylic spray, Humbrol acrylic spray, simply because it's a lot cheaper, on the main body. I'm going to let this dry to see what effect I get, because I always find MDF likes to absorb stuff. Don't half like to absorb stuff, so it's going pinkish colour at the moment. It's drying before my eyes, so I may need a second layer on that. So I'm going to leave it, sorry bad light, second set on. So I'm going to leave it for a moment, come back to it in a minute and see if I can give it a second coat, show you guys what it looks like then. So for the doors, I've already sprayed them black, you can see, and I'm going to be using lead belcher, and that's going to be through an airbrush. Excuse the noise, my airbrush runs continuously. Always give it a test first. Now I'm not using Games Workshop silver spray because I'm wanting it to be darker towards the bottom than I am towards the top. I'm just doing a nice light dusting, and I'm wanting it to have various different contrasts. I'm going to have to put some more in that. So this is just for the doors, and I'm going to be doing one side is just going to be black, which as you can possibly see I've already done, and I'm just going to spray them up silver. So for the next step I'm going to be using Tamiya Clear Red, and the thing is with this paint, this is through an airbrush, but you do need to make sure that you've got the X28 thinner. Standard airbrush thinner won't do this because it's an alcohol based paint and it can smell. So I'm going to be coating those with this clear red.
Now you can see I sped up the camera on this point, but what I'm just doing is effectively just applying the candy red, doing it in a block shape. This was mowing a lawn. I like mowing lawns. It can be very thick, and of course you can run out very quickly. I don't pour it straight from the bottle because it can run everywhere. It's a very odd, sticky yet runny paint, and you've really got to make sure that after you've actually used it that you really do clean your airbrush out with that X28 thinner. Otherwise you're going to end up with red residue in there and a lot of problems. And as you can see, it goes over, it's very thin, it's very clear, and it picks up that silver sort of base, that silver and black base that we've done very well. I've tried to sort of give it more, well, a double layer, because it does do quite big.
So the doors, I'll be honest, coming out how I actually wanted them. I am going to now apply airbrush Feaston Red all over the building, mainly in the areas that didn't seem to catch. I'm going to be more concentrated with it. I'm going to leave some areas open and exposed. Of course, that's going to create a nice different sort of shade. Dry up. Can be a pain in the arse when you're airbrushing. So can white and greys green, in fact any colour. Liberal blasting. Try and keep it nice and thin. Hopefully the fact that it's got a wood bit should make it I'm not going to go all the way down the bottom because I'm going to try and dirt that up later. I'll be dirtying up the edges as well, but I suppose I'm doing, some people call that the cell shaded effect, where you are just doing the edging of a centerpiece and keeping the edges dark. To me, that's how it would look. So that base red is definitely giving us something to work on. Campus building, everything will be red to the machine gun. You'll notice that it will start to dull down, as all airbrush paints dull down, especially on MDF, because they get absorbed. Keep mentioning that word, but it's true. They do get absorbed. You can also catch bits that you've missed as well during this process. I'm not really going to go that much inside. I like the muckiness, the fact that it's not clean on the inside. But I'm going to make sure that these pop with the red right near the top. Especially towards the front of the building, as this one will have been less affected. Just going over some areas, just wanting to kind of use up the rest of the paint that I've got in my airbrush, just making sure that areas are covered. Put a little bit into these back panels here. It's not like on that side actually. If you want to know, I'm using Vallejo thinner with Vallejo flow improver to get a proper flow on the airbrush. It can be a pain. Sorry about the constant airbrush noise, but I am using a small airbrush. The airbrush itself is designed for indoor use more than anything else. It's more of a cake airbrush, I suppose, because I don't really do a hell of a lot of airbrushing. Right, okay, so now we've run out. So I'm going to let that dry. That seems to be coming out a lot more vivid on the red. It's a hell of a lot more vivid on the red. And we'll let that dry, and then we'll see about coming in with some weathering effects. So the next paint we're going to be using is Screaming Bell. Due to background noise, we are upstairs at the club. Something different. Again, just using this in the airbrush. Some thinner. A hell of a lot of random noises around you. And of course that's not helpful. Now I'm going to take the end off my airbrush because I always prefer to use it like that. Can't know if you can see that. I'm going to use this as a bit of a barrier. So I'm going to just put some screaming bell just on those card pieces, just to give us a slight change. Now you can come in close. So I'm going to go here. This is mainly over the top of red. I'm just going to give it a metallic like shade. It's not really going to change much of what we're doing, but it is going to be different. A bit better than the gold personally. Don't get me wrong, this is not, I'm not doing Golden Demon. What I'm doing is tabletop. And to me, oh, there we go. If you like heavy metal music, you'll be able to have a listen. Just doing it gentle. Not using a lot of air. Just getting a subtle difference. That's what I'm after. So I've taken my nozzle off. I don't want it to go everywhere, I just want it to be controlled. Making it look different already, that. I need to refill. Just take me back to my youth, that music. And then, like I said, we're not going to go all the way down, we're going to leave some of the base bit black. So we've given, effectively what was the cardboard, we've given it a trim. Just with the brass, just to set it out and make it look a little bit different. Turn it off. Not quite sure if I want to do different areas, but at the moment I'm going to leave that as is.
Now I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. I'm doing it as a separate recording from the video because we had a lot of background noise and music. Yes, I did hurt myself, hence the plaster. The second time this building has caused me damage. As you can see from the top, it's a lot clearer. I have actually done some of the base. Just using whatever basing techniques that you would normally do. Sorry the camera's so awful on that. Whoa, earthquake. And the crates have been done from the side. The sandbags have actually been given a coat of Xandridostum and a bit of an airbrush of Bone on top. And I've also gone over the whole entire building by stippling some silver, and then going over it as well with an ink wash. It's Vallejo Game ink, which is a lot thicker than normal oil, but also means you haven't got to thin it out onto the sides. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just going to airbrush in the cog symbol, just using a pure black. And you've got to try and have a steady hand, but of course because the rest of the building is going to look a bit messy, doesn't actually matter if you go outside of a line, just to try and be as careful and as neat and low pressure as you possibly can. If you can see from that image as well, I'd also go into some of the recesses with a bit of a dark shade, again using the Vaults black game ink. This is where I go on to white. And the skull inside. Well, I'll say white, it was actually more of a grey, because of course white can spatter quite badly, so I used a bit of administratum grey mixed in with a bit of white, just to give it a bit more of it, more white than grey of course, but just try and give it a base to make sure that it didn't spatter everywhere. Now I'm going to use some of the stencils. These are also from the same company, from TTCombat. Using the rest of that greyish white that I've got, I'm just going to spray some numbers. I'm actually going to go for the term P90, no particular reason, just I'm going to go for it. Onto the sides, I always try and line it up if you can, and it always ends up looking cracking, to be honest. You can see me experiment to find out where I can put them. You can break them away from the actual casing, they do snap off, but knowing me, I would lose them all, and then I'd have to go out and buy some more, and I'm a Yorkshireman, I'm tight, that's just how I am. See that control there, it's dead easy to do, just make sure don't blast it through though, because it can run from the underneath. And as you can see, I've also done the same on the doors, just on the doors as well. With the silver, I actually just pushed it sideways, so it makes it look like the doors do slide open and close. And here's the final thing, I put some posters on the side. While they were wet with PVA, I got a knife and just pulled them and peeled them. I even crumpled one up and stuck some PVA on it, and some warnings. Any signs as well that I've left there. Again, I've watered down some of that Vaults game black ink, and just run that across the actual corners of the posters, giving it a faded effect. I'll be honest with you, that's about it. If you like what you see, you can always hit me up for commissions. That's on Facebook, Rootstem Gaming, and of course I've always got my YouTube channel, which you're already on. I'm also on Twitch at twitch.tv/Rootstem Gaming. Although I need to get some games up on there, to be honest, I don't go on that often. Buy a t-shirt from Teespring, just put it into Rootstem Gaming into the search bar. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, subscribe. Give us a comment if you want to see me paint anything in particular. Not a dog turd, because I can't do that. It's too sloppy. And we'll see you again.